go. Hello everyone and welcome to Capsule Cast. I am your host Xmat and I'm joined once again by my co-host.
Hello, I am your co-host for this evening, as I have been for the first week. Destiny.
Exactly right. You want to get on to some good matches?
Should we tell them what week it
Oh,
is?
it's week
Probably.
3. Pre-season week 3 to be specific. But yeah.
Uh, but yeah, I'm ready to go. I'm pretty sure we had a lot of bangers this week,
I think
l-
we
and a
certainly
lot
do.
of yeah.
Alright, to begin with, we have ED versus Androids for the first match. So, for this first match, we had Android 16 leading against Krillin, um, with 16 kind of going back to his former deadly ways and dispatching of Krillin quite quickly. Now, some interesting tidbits from this match. There was 2 tags, both from ED. Um,
Both against the same person.
both against the same person. And we had a sort of Nam and Midku tag finish, sort of like they work together to finish off Cell, with Nam being the one to actually do the killing blow. So that was interesting. Do you have any thoughts on this match, Destiny?
Well, I can't tell if it's just really good for ED or just not great for perfect Cell, for the fact of Androids was basically dominating this match. Like, and you can tell because like Nam had almost no health. Midku was tagging on like a bar as well, but all Cell needed to do was basically 20k. It's not like he came in versus that much, but all he needed to do was 20k, which no Cell can do. And he didn't.
Yeah, it feels a bit rough. It kind of reminds me of 2021, where Cell sort of just like was inconsistent. Some weeks he would be able to just destroy teams. Some weeks he would be having like just struggling. This
Mhm.
reminded me of that certainly. I mean, good thing for androids is 16 was doing really well. 17 I remember spamming like a beast, so at least he's still kind of working.
Yep.
Um, but I mean, ED are a really hard team to go against, so I don't really necessarily um, put too much blame on androids. And I mean, looking at ED, Nam, whatever they're doing with Nam, fair play that they've got him to do really well. I suppose maybe they built off what Hybrids did last season. Obviously, Hybrids did get a Nam Elite, and it was against this team. So,
Hey, hey,
ironically,
it's not main season yet.
it's not
Nam got
main
his in
season.
main season.
It's not main season, but things bode well if Nam is doing as well as he is right now. So
Mm-hmm.
that's what
Mm-hmm.
I will say. Um, any closing remarks about this match, or good to get moving
Well,
on?
I guess at least one of my remarks for one of these teams will probably be in the predictions, so I won't say it here. But honestly, it's really good for ED. It's just, I think what they just need now is they have Midku working at a semi-consistent level, even if he's not always doing like 50 to 60k. If he's like tagging and if he's like doing these tag combos with characters, that's just really good since he has Savior and KSA.
That's what you want
So
from your
whether he's
Savior
in base
KSA user.
form, yeah, and whether he's in base form or in Super Saiyan, his ult KSA combo is just going to be really deadly. I think what ED just need now is because they have Krillin working because Krillin just works. Midku is performing consistent, and they have their FA working. They just need to make sure the Vegetas are well handled, and if they ever bring in Yajirobe, that Yajirobe does not fail them.
I don't know if they'll bring him in, but hopefully we get to see him. But well, it remains to be seen.
Oh, and I guess since I talked about what I wanted to see from ED, when in the F are androids bringing in Super 17? It's been 3 weeks, and it's basically been the same lineup except for Glee.
I don't think we'll see him this season. Mainly because I can't remember the build specifically, but I assume Cell's on his old EL build. In which case, Super 17 doesn't really fit because he was on Eternal Life last season. If that is the case, but
I mean, you say that, and then Demonic Bargain's also a thing.
that is true. I don't think they tested it though, so I don't know if that would be too much of a risk, or at least not on Super 17.
Also, it just feels odd since I definitely think Super 17, at least as a character, averages much higher than both Kui and Mercenary Tao. At least when he was actually working.
That is true. He also arguably has a better kit than both, so it is strange. It is a little bit weird. Maybe we'll see him in the main season, but I'm not holding my breath for it.
Alright. Well,
ready to get moving on?
Yep.
Cool. Now this is a doozy. Sentai versus Royals. So, I mean, I'll skim through this match, like, obviously the main points. So, 21 and Deborah started. Deborah blitzed through 21 quite easily. You thought, okay, this is going to be the Deborah show once again. Got an elite a few weeks ago. No. Jiren comes in and literally doesn't even lose 1 HP against Deborah. Kills him. Kills Margin Vegeta. Kills Baby. Or gets King Vegeta down to 20k and then dies, leaving Raccoon to come in and just finish it off. Jiren did 155,000 damage this match. A new league, you know, the new era of the league, breaking record. So, yeah, Destiny. Thoughts?
I'm gonna be honest, I don't think this is Royals' character's not working. Because as we saw, Jiren did eventually die. Sorry about that, my dog's just whining a little bit. But again, I don't think this is a Royals problem. I just think this was the week for where Jiren was like, okay, I'm going to ult basically 3 times, and I'm going to hit every single power impact I do.
Yeah.
So, since he, and was it by the time that when Jiren was hitting all of his stuff, he had at least either 1 or 2 indignation stacks, so it actually was doing a lot of damage.
Yeah. I mean, I completely 100% agree that it's not like Royals' characters derping, it was Jiren being beastly.
Also, I will say this, I basically think people like Jiren are the hard counter to Majin Vegeta. Because Majin Vegeta, part of the reason why he's so scary is basically his max power mode and both of his B1. Well, I guess since one of his B1s does get him to max power mode, his max power mode and one of his B1s, or will both, give him power body. And most of the time he doesn't really die that easily because of it. But if you have a character that is super burst heavy and also has just an innate draconic aura, that's kind of like how you kill Majin Vegeta without him terrorizing your team.
Now, I agree completely with that as well, that assessment. Someone that breaks power body does shut Margin Vegeta down quite easily. it's why obviously I've gone with 100% form Frieza this season to do this similar sort of thing that Majin Vegeta can do. He has power body, but there are certain teams that you go against that you don't want to do it against. Cinema, your team, for instance.
There are certain. I'm gonna be honest. My team, yes, has 2 innate DA users, but it's not Jiren.
It isn't.
We don't have a supernova like ult and a B2 that basically goes of, oh, I touch you because you can't block it, and oh yeah, it tracks a little bit.
Yeah.
Oh, and also resets me into the middle of the map to where I can just combo it into itself.
Yeah. No. Yeah, he is really strong. I mean, I look at it, and as I said, I don't think it's any of Royals' faults really on any of their characters. It's just Jiren was. We've seen him do this in testing as well, where he literally ults after ults after ults and does that power impact B2 constantly. So I'm not surprised.
Yeah, just you gotta have to hope he hits it for the difference of. I mean, to be fair, if he ults like 3 to 4 times, that does make up in the damage if he's ulting full HP targets. But yeah, his power impacts really do make up a lot of his damage. But I mean, don't forget his rush. He actually is like, funny enough, he's one of the characters I've seen who's been hitting his rush a lot more than other characters.
I think his setup on his B2s is very good. So it's kind of.
Also, I do want to say, sorry for cutting you off.
That's fine.
But while Royals, well, you can't really fault Royals as characters because Jiren basically went, "Oh, hey, look, I'm a new character. I was literally made to buff Sentai, and I'm gonna show you why." Good on King Vegeta though, not instantly dying and taking out the rest of Jiren, so it looked like his team had a chance.
Yeah, King Vegeta has been one of the solid rocks for Royals these past few seasons. I mean, last season he was really, really good for Royal. When he gets the 8th transformation off as well, usually always hits a B2 off of it. I don't think we saw that this match, so it was kind of unfortunate, but he's a very good character in terms of consistency. I don't think he really has many terrible performances, unlike some members of the team maybe do, Deborah particularly. But yeah, he did hold a little bit of a line, and you kind of like thought maybe Royals could get back into it, but it was too late, too far gone.
So I will say there's only one character in this match that you can technically fault for doing bad.
Deborah.
No.
Who? Oh, baby.
21.
Guys. Oh, 21. Okay, yeah. Yeah. Well.
Because why would you say Deborah? He did like 40. He did like 40k, 45k.
I thought you were saying. Did you say who you can fault for being bad?
Well, who you can fault for technically being bad, because
okay, I thought you said can't. I thought you said can't. That's why I was confused. I was like, okay.
No. Oh, okay. Never mind. But I mean, technically you could fault Baby or Majin for not getting the job done, but like, there's not much you can do when Jiren's hitting. Especially when immediately when you come in, he's ulting you.
Yeah. Poor baby.
And as we said, it's supernova size. But like 21 did not do good into Deborah.
Which surprises me, because you'd think that would be like a relatively good matchup, Android versus a spammer. Usually the Android comes out on top, doesn't give the spammer much
to be fair,
to do stuff.
To be fair, she is not your typical Android. While yes, she does have the suck grab like Jiro in 19, she's an active charger like Cell.
Yes, but she runs Demonic Bargain, right? So she has the Android-like tendencies, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, I run it exactly on Jane, and when I mean active charger, they're still active chargers.
They
It
still
doesn't
do.
take away the active charging.
Yes, but they're like more aggressive usually with Demonic Bargain,
Well,
from what I've seen.
yeah, it's just I would call Demonic Bargain like the bridge between.
Yes. Yeah.
It-
But still, she struggled basically, which is a surprise. But I'm not
But-
too surprised because it's Deborah.
I mean, for all we know, she might not even be in for some parts of the mains.
Yeah.
Because, to be honest, if you look at Sentai's main roster, which you can see on the banner up there, there's not really a quote-unquote bad character. And I think well, I'll just say this because we're spending a little bit long on this one. Funny enough, even though it was like one of the more heavily swayed matches. Is that I don't think a lot of teams actually have a bad character this that isn't the FA.
Yeah, I agree. I think most teams have got they've had a few seasons to work with characters. They've seen maybe there's been a few trades and loans, and it's allowed teams to be able to use certain builds on certain characters. So like, maybe for instance, I don't know whether well, we used in Super Plus 1 on Jace, whereas we had that attack one off King Cold that we had to use the Eternal Life, so we've been able to move that around due to having the loan system in place. And yeah, I think a lot more teams are sort of in a position where they know their characters.
Yeah. And some teams have also had trades, like Royals here has had basically 2 since the new league has come around.
Yeah.
Even though, funny enough, I say new league, it's almost like 3 years old now.
This is
Actually, like 4 years. Technically, it was
fourth
around
season.
2020.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's been a long time, but
But anyway. Oh, you were gonna say something actually.
I was just gonna say before we move on, I think that this match was really decided on probably a coin flip between if Deborah continued his momentum. Because if Deborah continued his momentum against Jiren, there was a chance that maybe Royals could take Jiren out quicker, but it took too long. So
to be fair, it is really hard to get momentum against Jiren.
No, you're right.
When he has his power, when he has his power impact, when he has his high speed rush, and when he also has his power body in max power mode, I mind you, or his his power body given B2, which funny enough is exactly like King Vegeta's here, where it also gives him all stats, but it doesn't give him max power mode. And his meditation, which he doesn't really use that often, but I mean, when you're hitting, you're hitting. So, I guess just hopefully next week is better for you, Royals. And my God, Sentai.
Calm down.
Yeah. No. That's a buff.
Please relax, Sentai, next week, whoever you're going against.
And
make them feel a bit better.
Actually, one more thing before we go. We say preseason elites don't matter. Does that matter anymore after that?
I think it does. 100% does.
I mean, it does completely show the potential that the character can do that high. And this is basically the amount of characters that are here before playoffs, so. Anyway, should we move on?
I think we should.
Alright.
Right, on to the next match. We have Kaiju versus Derp. So, to begin with, in this match, we had Ginyu versus Kid Goku. and I was rather surprised because Kid Goku is a very good character, but I mean, so is Ginyu this season, but Ginyu takes him out fairly comfortably, all things considered. So in this match in total there were 3 tags spread across the match. All of them were derp, so Kaiju did not tag, despite being a team known for tagging across several seasons. The finish to this match, we had an anti-canon ending, as I'm going to call it, because Dodoria kills Scouter. So, I mean, talk about breaking canon. And yeah, I mean, we didn't even get to see 19 in this match. He did not step onto the field. Yeah. Thoughts on this match, Destiny?
Man, was this just the Ginyu show?
Yes, it was.
Well, not as big a show of Elite, but just showing how consistent, dominant Ginyu has been. Because first week he did 60k, second week he did 85, this week he basically did 80.
It's crazy.
If there is 3 characters that I can think of off the top of my head that got picked up or loaned or traded this season that I thought were really good, this is definitely up there. My god. I think people in the Discord even say it as well. Dirt picking up Ginyu was such a W.
It's crazy how well it's gone for them. Considering that...
And I don't see Ginyu going anywhere.
Neither do I.
Other than up.
Considering that Ginyu for Sentai was good, you could count him being a 40k sort of character for them. Where he's gone now, it's crazy. And I'm really excited to see it. The self-harm stacks, the just constant melee, just barrage damage. He just does so well on that melee build. Doesn't really use B2s, but when he does use them, he uses them effectively, usually with a self-harm stack anyway. So yeah, really strong performance from Ginyu. If to put some balance onto it with Kaiju perspective, I think Slug did well. He sort of held the fort and brought things back for Kaiju, but it was too late. With Solza and Dodoria coming in, and just Oob didn't do very well after Slug went down, and it just was too late for him to come back, unfortunately. But yeah.
I will say though, Slug always has that potential to come back, because when he turns giant, and since he's always put on a spam build, so he has indignation stuff, his giant B2s do a lot.
He did 11k with a super explosive wave in this
match.
Literally
both of his B2s can do over 10k damage.
It's crazy how much damage he can put out. Yeah, he tried to bring it back, definitely. You got any thoughts regarding Kaiju, maybe?
Honestly, I think this is probably Kaiju's weakest lineup, because it doesn't have Bardock, which, while Bardock has not been as dominant as we've seen in prior seasons, well, he just wasn't in.
He wasn't in. Nappa wasn't in, who was literally their best character last season.
Yeah, so I also think that since they traded away King Vegeta, which, by the way, in my opinion, another W, the Kaiju getting Slug over King Vegeta, because honestly, I think Slug just has a lot more things that could have offered Kaiju instead of King.
I agree, and also it means that Kaiju is finally no longer just the Saiyans with
just Saiyan characters.
Yeah.
Which is fun because this is the exact same season most of Kaiju's Master List gets put on a cold.
Yep, we'll be taking those right over. Thank you. It's
But anyway, I think Big W. I just think they also have to figure out Kid Goku, which was a pickup for them because they dropped Turles, and they also have to try to figure out Oob, but Oob isn't as much of a worry since, I mean, they, I mean, he's just been in the entire time, so like if they want to, they can just have Oob on the FA bench for the first 5 weeks, let their team kind of ease in, see who's working, see who's not, and maybe bring in Oob.
yeah. I mean, the way I look at it is Kid Goku's like one of their melee characters along with Bardock, whereas they've got Scouter and Slug on sort of Scouter, Slug, and Napper on spam. So Oob is like the replacement for one of those, and with how well Slug's just done in this match, and well, how we've known it to be in the past few seasons, I could probably see Slug being in. And I know Scout has done well for them as well, so I think Oob can be afforded to sit on the FA bench for a few weeks while they make up their mind on who the weak link is. So, with that done, do you want to get moving on to the next match?
Yeah.
Cool. Right, so the next match, it's Muscle versus my very own Cold Kingdom. So to begin with,
no, sorry. I'm just thinking of the funny thing that happened this match.
Oh, okay. So to begin
We'll get into that.
Yeah, we'll get into that. That's the very, very last little thing that happened that made me cry. So
Literally the last thing that happened.
Literally. So to begin with, we had Tao versus Broly, which was an even sort of start, but Broly tagged on very low health, and Trunks just came in and mopped Tao up. In this match, we had 2 tags, one apiece, one to Muscle, one to Cold, and yeah, the interesting thing that happened at the end was King Cold decided, no, I'm going to kill Mecha Frieza, and then once I've killed Mecha Frieza, I'm going to enlist Mecha Frieza to help me kill Cooler with my own ult. Yeah, he finished Cooler off with a Cold Family Power, which was kind of absolutely hilarious, to the point that even where I lost, I still found it funny. So, you know, it was a great way to end the match, and it was a fairly even match in fairness. For me, probably biased, but I'm giving the MVP to Trunks as opposed to King Cold, even though King Cold probably had the most badass maneuver. Trunks did nearly 55k for Muscle and kind of like tore through 100% Freezer, so yeah.
That's what you call that bias. You're not saying your MVP. You're not saying your own character that you had was MVP.
Well, it's kind of biased because you could say I'm a little bit salty that King Cold used his Cold Family Power to get retribution. But yeah, no. Any thoughts on this match, Destiny?
Albeit funny. This was incredibly close. Like, just could have gone either way. It definitely is quite amusing when you see 100% Frieza die, and then immediately after, Golden Frieza steps on the field, but it's actually Mecha.
It is hilarious.
But honestly, I think this match could have gone more your way if I think either 100% Frieza just did more, because it's not like he did bad. He was technically doing what you wanted.
Yeah.
But either if he did more, or if Mecha literally just threw like 2 more, or even 1 more supernova.
Oh yeah. He had so many opportunities as well. He was in max power like consistently. It was like max power, don't use an ult, max power, don't use an ult. Like, after the 4th time, he was like, okay, now I'm
It
going
literally
to ult.
was. It was literally like the 4th time. It was like the 4th time, and he was almost dead.
Yep.
But definitely highlight of this match: Cold using Cold family power against Cooler of all characters, by the way,
Just after he killed
to
Mecha.
and to end off the match. When at the same time, Cooler could have just supernova and wiped him off the face of the planet.
He could have done, but he got too cocky. He did the Death Chaser into the clash, which he won, but then he just sort of
Didn't do anything after that.
Yep, and King Cold was like, ooh, let me enlist Mecha Freezer to come kill you. And Mecha Freezer is never going to take the opportunity down to do that to his brother.
Actually, he didn't kill Mecha Frieza, he killed Golden Frieza and then just rebuilt him. There you go.
He rebuilt him into his Mecha counterpart, yes.
And then slashed him with Trunks' sword.
Yep. God damn it.
But no, honestly, like, this was a incredibly close match.
Oh yeah. If one or two more, oh well, one more ult went my way, then it's a 10k like match between Broly and whoever's in last. Cooler probably, but it's just the way the cookie crumbles. So it's pre-season as well, so there's testing going on. So I'm not too worried personally.
Like, are you actually going to have Mercenary Tile win or no? Find out in the main season.
Probably. Merc Towers are probably yes. We'll see. Any more thoughts, or you wanna?
So Android 13 has not been in yet.
That is pretty scary. In all degrees. So
he's sitting back. He's watching all these elites. He's like, and then he comes in, he pulls out his chakra hat. He's like, "Hold my beer."
Hold my beer. He's gonna catch up to Jiren's buddy record. He's gonna do 160k.
To be fair, he could. Transformation heals, and his transformation is pretty bust.
Yep.
And I'm saying this as the advocate, as most people know, the Broly guy, who I think Broly's transformation is more broken than 13's, but
it's debatable. But yeah, I mean, 13 has some ridiculous stuff that he can do when he transforms. It wouldn't surprise me if he went elite when he comes in. It's 13, so.
Yeah. But I think you can get your win eventually.
Don't worry, bro. It only matters in the main season. None of this matters. Someone gets wiped next week. So that's my mentality.
Just not the fear of the people who went elite going elite again.
Bro, they won't go elite against me when my team is properly spec'd. Don't worry.
When your team properly EV trained.
When they're properly EV trained, bro.
Alright, should we move on?
Yep. Let's get on to Cinema versus Grand Tournament, or GT. Or Grand Tour.
I want to make one note before you start anything.
Okay.
I don't care what anyone says. False Courage is the most broken B1, and I will not be told otherwise.
Okay, can I continue?
Yep.
Cool. So we had a Janemba versus Jiro start, in which I think it's fairly even for the most part. Although Janemba was 10k down from the offset demonic bargain, so questionable on if the damage was even. But
can you really say it's even at that point?
Well, it depends on. I can't remember how long the match lasted on, so I don't know how much healing Janemba actually gained. But it was questionable how close Shura actually kept it. But
he did his 35 basically to 40 because of how Jiro tagged.
Yeah, Juro tagged, and there was only 2 tags in this match. One from GT, one from you guys. And yeah, I mean it was a very very close match. I know that because
Very close.
it ended up being Gogeta versus Roshi, in which I think there was about half a bar left on Roshi after he ate a Kamehameha to the face.
Everyone basically thought it was GT's win until Gogeta did like, uh, no, I'm gonna make this closer even if I don't win.
Yeah, he really
He
did
he,
pull it
he
back.
pulled that button.
He did. He pressed the I'm pulling this back button, but unfortunately Roshi had other ideas and decided.
If only he ever worked on Super Plus, that would have been the end of the match, basically.
That would, yeah, it would have been. That Super Kamehameha did a lot of damage. Right, before I let you take over because it's your match, I would say Baby was probably the MVP of the match because he did over 60,000 for GT, at least on GT side.
Yeah. Oh no, I definitely can agree with you there. I'd say in terms of being annoying, it was Juro.
The MVP of annoyance goes to Juro. Love to see it.
I mean, he has the suck and he has false courage.
This is top 10 reasons why everyone should love Juro and pick him up as an FA if he's ever available.
This is gonna be top 10 reasons why I hate Juro. But no, like in actuality, I do agree with you. I'd say Baby was the MVP for GT here, and the MVP for Cinema, of course, my own team. This isn't even biased. It's just kind of just how it happened. I think Gogeta was the MVP for Cinema this match.
100% agree. The comeback was almost on because of Gogeta. I think from what I remember,
it literally was a melee combo difference, and Gogeta missed a grab, and Roshi took advantage of it.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but Fasha did alright, maybe. But otherwise,
she did, but she did struggle a little bit. And to be honest, I know everyone says this because Fasha was like a god tier melee character back in the old league, but I don't think she's as good as everyone gives her credit anymore because people have been figuring out their teams. So like old threats, while albeit still threatening, just aren't as
powerful, potent.
And like since we've been running Fasha on defense, it's mostly because of how long she lives and how consistent her AI has been is why she's so like threatening. In terms of like
damage.
In terms of like damage like threat, she's not really the character you think of for our team. It's literally the man I mentioned earlier, Gogeta.
Yeah.
But we'll get into Baby singing a bit because my God, did Baby do well?
He did.
But what is it? Actually, let's talk about Baby real quick because I want to give GT some spotlight here. Baby did incredibly fucking well. He basically, I mean, he did fall to Fasha, but not before basically completely manhandling Raditz. All Raditz got to do was a B2 and an ult. And one of those he did right after he came in and missed.
Yeah.
Which was his ult, which would have done a lot of damage.
Yeah, with the build he's on, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, Super +1, ult +1, yeah, that would have...
Someone would have been taking a lot of damage, but yeah, they dodged.
Far enough. One of the few times that Raditz actually just comes in and ults straight away.
Yeah. It's unlucky.
But, I mean, I think Raditz could have done more if it just wasn't for every time Raditz tried something, he basically got countered.
Which really
He tried to charge up, and he tried to do his B1 multiple times, but no, Baby just had his number. Not to knock Raditz, but my God, Baby was dominant, and he was even manhandling Fasha for quite a while there.
100%.
Mm-hmm.
He definitely pushed GT into a more dominant position. Obviously, Gogeta brought it back for you in the end.
I will say, while he did push GT into it, or while he did like extend it, I think the one that pushed it was Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta.
Yeah.
Because that's who Jiro tagged to, and Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta just really did not give Janemba a chance to breathe. And Gogeta did come in early. He basically came in after Janemba, and while Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta did good, he brought Gogeta down to I think a bar and a half, or just a bar left, or well, maybe even half a bar. I don't know. Gogeta was kind of out a long time after he tagged. But what is it? Some stuff that happened during it is the one reason why everyone fears BBK, or that's my shortened version and my Subway sandwich version of Big Bang Kamehameha. Yeah, I like to make the joke that it's a Subway sandwich.
Subway sandwich, BBK.
But what is it? Sorry to cut you off, but
oh no, I was just gonna say it's a very strong B2. It's like most of the like Super Kamehameha, Big Bang Kamehameha. That it's very like charge it. You do get. Assuming the AI does a thing where it gets hit by it, like fly into it, which they do a lot, to be honest, then you can do a lot of damage.
That's not even what I was going to talk about. Because I think Big Bang Kamehameha has that little... Because, remember, it has that little special factor of it beats special beam cannons.
That is very powerful.
And I don't know if chargeable Super Kamehamehas are like this, but I know Big Bang is like this. It always seems when Gogeta half to full charges Big Bang Kamehameha and then gets out a beam clash, he always wins.
Ooh.
Except versus like some ult. But to be fair, that's ultimates versus a beam.
Yeah, you think the
ultimate
win.
It just always feels like he has just basically think of innate dragon power for beam struggles. Because actual clash stuff like that does not really dictate beam struggles.
I'm not half surprised though, because if it beats special beam cannon generally, then it wouldn't surprise. That doesn't surprise me that it maybe has a sort of a priority over other.
I mean,
B2s.
it's also Big Bang, instead of Super Kamehameha, which is a lot of the chargeable B2s.
Yes.
I think some of the only other ones are Special Beam Cannon and Gallic Gun. But anyway, this was incredibly close, and honestly, GT has always been a harder opponent for us. Mostly just because of how annoying some of their characters can be, and they're one of the only characters they're one of the only teams who can potentially have more draconic aura users than us.
Oh yes, true. Yeah. Cool.
Which is funny because you know what we're using this season?
What are you using this season?
Big Jane, Big Raditz,
Of course.
Big Tarlis.
The big boys are all in. Kaiju best be scared.
Well, not all of them.
Not all of them, but
we'll get to
them.
that. I mean, with Gogeta standing like how he is there in that picture, he basically is a big boy.
He is.
But no, honestly, like, I was also in the watch party. I was with GT's coach. Funny enough, like no matter how salty I am, a close match is a close match, and I will give a GG's to anybody. Like, because well, yes, can be salty. Everyone can be salty. I'm gonna be honest. Like, you lose a match, you lose a match. You can be a little bit salty.
Of course.
But like close matches are what make the league fun and what make it enjoyable to watch. Yeah, we have teams with big burst damage, but the close ones are the ones you really get into that really get your heart pumped.
Oh yeah. When you're on that
Sh-
knife edge of winning and losing, and you
Mhm.
win, yeah, like the euphoria is great. And okay,
Or
if you lose, it's not that bad because you know you were that close to winning. It wasn't like a stomp.
yeah, and you know, just basically if a coin like a coin flip happened or like a alternate timeline, you basically won.
Yeah.
But anyway, shall we get moving on?
I think we should. So
Alright.
the next match, it's Boo Saga versus Namek. So to begin with, we had Kid Boo versus one of the elite members of preseason, PyCon. And to be honest, it was fairly even between the both of them, but PyCon kind of comes out on top in the end. We had 2 tags in this match, 1 to each team. And the last sort of bout, the last fight, was Late Piccolo versus Buhan. Well, there was only 1 bar left on Buhan, but that was the last sort of fight. And Late Piccolo won. Namek win overall in this contest. And yeah, I think for me, in terms of MVP in this match, I would probably go with either Late Piccolo or PyCon. I'm really undecided on which one you could say is the MVP for me, because
Yeah.
I think they both took out crucial members. PyCon taking out Kid Buu, who has been a monster this pre-season, but Late Piccolo, he took out Vegito and the last Bahan Buhan, so it's very close. Their damage numbers are fairly close, so it's up in the air for me. But what are your thoughts, Destiny?
My thoughts. But yeah, I was sharing with somebody.
Mm-hmm.
But what I think is the MVP. Well, PyCon did incredibly well. You also have to realize he's a starter versus another attack 2 user, and they were basically going even.
Yeah.
It was just basically who did that little bit more damage at the end. And I will say, PyCon did very well at making sure Kid Buu didn't hit with many B2s, because a damn Hyper Tornado. Literally frame perfect. It was like almost on him. He activated it and just started going. But I think Late Piccolo is the MVP because, well, yes, PyCon did well. He was a starter and everything, and it was against Kid Buu, who has been a monster, and we'll get to that. But like Late Piccolo was the last bastion for the win. He was the pinnacle of Buu Saga's potential 3-0. And it definitely seemed like it could have gone Buu Saga because they were basically a bar ahead. They had Buhan still, and Vegito wasn't. And Vegito, for them at least, has been decent. But like Late Piccolo, like he basically did his own version of stalling with his false courage. He basically beat down on Buhan, but I think the best and the deciding moment of this match was when Late Piccolo ulted in the air
Haha.
And then, funny enough, Vegito tried to counter with his own B2. If Vegito did it first, he would have had enough time, but he didn't. So he basically used up his key instead of trying to dodge it, which we've definitely seen people dodge it even when it's in a good situation. But because of him doing that B2, he got a entire Hellstone grenade on instead of partial or just none at all.
I mean, it was a ridiculous moment in the match. The fact that, like, Vegito did try to counter, but it was just... He needed to dodge first. I've seen a million times that maneuver where, obviously, like Piccolo does the Hell grenade, but a lot of the time they'll sort of TP, do the quick movement out the way and then do a B2. And even if somehow they get hit by a stray one, they get hit by one. But Vegito decided... No, I'm just going to launch my attack right now and hope that I can outpace his ult, but that did not happen. So he took the full frontal damage of the Hellzone grenade, and yeah, I agree. I think it did kind of like pivot the match. There was another moment that I think pivoted the match in Namic's favour, and I don't know if you agree with this, but Nail very decisively putting Buhan in his place, which I didn't really expect to happen that early in the match, because I see Buhan as like one of Buu Saga's top characters, and Nail has been somewhat inconsistent for Namek over the past few seasons. I mean, he's had some good performances, like very good, but not on the level of shutting Buhan down. That was quite surprising and very good if you're a Namek supporter. So, yeah. Any more thoughts? You?
I don't know. Not really. I think we said everything. Just actually, oh no. I want like a couple more things. Actually, because I just realized I didn't talk much about Buu Saga. Man, they have basically figured out their Kid Buu problem.
Yep.
Because everyone thought he was a good spammer, and well, indeed he is. He was just not really spamming, or when he wasn't hitting. So he basically was an ult machine, and even then, he wasn't really ulting that much. He was doing like one ult per match, which, to be fair,
20K.
considering the rest of Buu Saga's roster at the time, that's basically an ult is enough.
Yeah.
But this is basically attack spam mix build they have for Kid Buu. My God, this makes me think of the Kid Buu of the show.
He is destructive in every way. All
But
forms of damage.
honestly, while they fixed Kid Buu, do you think you want to know who I think they actually made way better?
Go on then, who's this?
Evil Buu.
Yeah.
Because they basically get to run him on the same build with EL. I'm pretty sure he just has Demonic Bargain instead, which costs one less, gives him one less HP bar, but it gives him EL and it gives him the opportunity to just stay in as much. Well, I know I said the same thing about 21 earlier as active charger, but I also did say it's basically a bridge between active and passive. It basically lets you stay in more, but you still have to actively charge.
Yeah, and with Evil Buu, with his kit the way it is, that is pretty powerful because he has...
I mean, to be fair, most of the Boos have really good charge rate anyways.
Yeah. And his B2
so it's not like
it's
as much of a hindrance.
He has the 2-bar Flame Shower Breath as well.
Yeah, so if he stays in your face, he stays in your face. And if he ever does go up in ult, he does have a super explosive wave ult.
Very powerful. So yeah.
I mean, he's basically just Majin. He's basically just a copy of Majin Buu, I think, with just a little less stats.
Yeah, and I think his melee's quicker. but I could be wrong.
No, yeah, I think so too.
Okay.
So yeah, like, and I mean, of course, we know Buhan is just Buhan. He's dominant.
Very powerful character over the past few seasons.
Or at least the past few seasons he was allowed.
Yeah.
Anyway, should we get moving on?
I think we shall. Right, so we have Hybrids versus Rugrats. So, to start with, we had Kid Gohan against GT Goku, which, I'm going to be honest, GT Goku comfortably won out on against Kid Gohan, which I'm not too surprised about, considering the kits and the characters. We had a Gotenks fusion in this match, which was very fun and interesting.
No, you're forgetting, or I don't know if you were forgetting, but oh, you're getting into it. Okay.
Getting into it, yeah. Don't worry. There was 2 tags, both from hybrids. We had, to finish the match at the very end, we had Gotenks against the man, the myth, the legend, Goldo. And yeah, I mean, the MVP of this match for me was pre-Gotenks Trunks, because I actually looked at the damage, and Trunks does 60k before he even fuses. He pretty much just wipes Team Gohan out. He almost wipes Future out, and then he fuses. So if you actually look at it, I think that Gotenks might actually have similar, if not less, stats than Trunks for this week. So yeah, Trunks I would consider the MVP of this match. But yeah, what about you, Destiny? What are your thoughts on this match?
Nah, Trunks may be the MVP, but you know who the moral MVP is? You know who the GOAT
Goldo with his giant pencil!
But he literally had like, they literally could have done like 10 times.
He's learning off Mecha, bro. He just needs to like take his max power mode 5 times before he ults.
No, actually. No, here's the thing he has to do before Mecha though. Mecha can just do it wherever he wants. Goldo has to get up
right
close.
in their face.
Goldo has to get up close, do his little scuttle, and then do it.
And hope they don't dodge it.
He has to do something Mecha Frieza can't. He has to get in the danger. He has to become the danger.
He has to be the dog.
But no. Like in all seriousness, like Jesus Christ, like this isn't even Kid Trunks' main build, by the way, according to the coach. This is just one of their fusion builds.
And yet, even on a fusion build that isn't accommodated to suit him, he still pulls out the bag and just wrecks.
I'll say one more thing. Actually, 2 more things. One, really nice job on Teen for taking out GT Goku there.
Oh yeah.
After the dominating forms he had for Kidon. Which we did get to see one of the new costumes, by the way, because he has the same transformation as Kid Goku.
Oh yeah. The ape.
It was. I'm pretty sure it was the Golden Ape. Yeah. But I will say, poor Future. It seems he always gets put in the worst situations possible.
Oh god, yeah.
Like he's, like man, he's trying. He's trying over here.
He was out here trying, but he gets put against Trunks,
Kid Trunks, and then Gotenks.
And then Gotenks.
Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks for one.
Poor guy. Mind you, I mean, he could have also gone against Rayleigh, so it's like.
I mean, I think literally the 3 people on this team he wants to fight, he did not fight.
Yep.
But it's like no, it's like just seems every week, not even because of like hybrids or anything. It's just because of circumstance. He just gets put in the worst situations for him.
It's not fair. Poor future. Any other final
No.
remarks? Okay, I mean, I will make, I guess, my sort of final statement on both teams. Rugrats, really, really good stuff. Kid Trunks is a beast. We all knew that already. Gotenks, still fairly strong, even, you know, even with Kid Trunks kind of outshining him, but still very strong fusion and character overall. And then hybrids, I mean, I think you just got a little bit unlucky. You've still got really, really strong characters. Alt Gohan and Sword Trunks weren't even in this week. You know, trying out Goldo, trying to have a little bit of fun. You know, it was still not, you know, not all was lost. They had some good performances. So.
Yeah.
But
Not their fault. Not their fault. Rugrats basically brought out the A team.
Exactly. Exactly. So, yeah. Okay. Are you ready to get moving on to the final match of this week?
Yeah.
Cool. So the last match of this week, we had Resurrected Warriors versus Budokai. So to begin with, we had what I call a revenge match because it's 18, formerly of Budokai, against Early Piccolo, formerly of Resurrected Warriors. So it was a little grudge match. Early wins the fight overall against 18, but it was close. I mean, I think it went down to the last bar, but if I'm not mistaken, Early Piccolo had Demonic Bargain, so see that as you will. Maybe 18 struggled more than what she should have done, but yeah. In this match, there were 4 tags, so we had 1 on Budokai and 3 on RW. The 1 on Budokai we'll come back to because it was pretty clutch in the end. We had the final sort of fight of the match was Goku versus the transformed Hirudegarn Tapion to finish. So we got to see Hirudegarn. Yay! We love seeing Hirudegarn pre-season or main season. Hopefully we get to see him in main season too. And my personal MVP of this match was Supreme Kai because he did 70,000 split across Tapion, Aether and Yamcha. So he kind of like did some fair bit of damage to dent RW's hopes of getting a second victory in pre-season. But yeah, Destiny, you have any thoughts on the match?
Well, my thoughts are, I'm honestly really happy for Early Piccolo. I'm gonna be honest. Like every week he's been in so far, he's done really decent to really good.
Yeah.
Obviously, he's not like that elitist character or that like 60 to 70k character you want, but like he's doing way better than how he was in the previous seasons.
Oh, 100%, yeah.
I mean, honestly, he did so well this week. I literally forgot 18 was the starter until I was reminded by the people also watching. But and honestly, if I have to give a MVP to anyone this match, like if I wanted to give it to Budokai, I'd probably say Supreme Kai, but I'm gonna be honest, the one I'd give it to, because while they didn't win, one of the characters was certainly really trying their best. I'd give it to Tapion because he was really trying to bring his team back into it.
It was definitely like a Blades era, like as an old season Tapion coming back. It was spam, 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 spam. He really pulled in to try and get RW the win, and it was unfortunate that they couldn't do it. But Yeah, I mean, there were some crucial performances from Supreme Kai and early Goku that really clutched it out. Early Piccolo as well, doing well for Budokai. But can I just say, like, as a point, is this like one of the biggest grudge matches in the league in terms of like? From what I remember, early Goku obviously was definitely on RW. Early Piccolo was on RW. Videl, I swear, was on RW. That's
He was.
three characters, and then
Supreme Kai could have been on RW eventually.
he could be. But in terms of people,
I don't think so. Cause he never died.
yeah. But those three characters were on RW, and then you've got on RW now. You've got 18 and Yamcha, who are both on
Budokai last season.
So it's like the biggest grudge match ever. Like these two are like battling it out for like who was, who deserves to be the MVP of their team, and who deserves to be punished for getting let go. Yeah. Any other thoughts? Final closing remarks on this match, or?
No, not really.
Okay, cool. So with that, do you want to get moving on to predictions?
Sure.
Okay, so time for predictions. So the first match of pre-season week 4, we have Cinema versus Muscle, and on this one, I will let you take the floor, my Cinema coach friend.
We already got builds.
Ooh.
All right. So Gogeta and Turles are out this week
Okay.
because those are the two characters that we feel like are like, okay, they don't need tests, or we can, we got this. Which honestly, like, I know it's predictions, but I want to say this, like, really have to give it to Turles because last time he was on our team, it's kind of crap.
Oh yeah. But now justice demands retribution. He's back.
Yeah.
And he's doing.
So, I won't say what builds we're doing because you probably guess. They're really going to just be the same builds.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, no. We're doing Janemba, but we're trying Indignation on him again.
Okay.
Just to see how it goes. So we're doing Janemba, Garlic, Raditz, and Fasha in that order. And just so you guys remember, or actually by the time this post is posted, already done. But since it's preseason week 4 next week, limiters have to be called.
They do.
You have to call. Yes, you have to call if you want a limiter on them or not. Did you not know this?
No, I do. I was confirming. I was just saying, yeah, I do. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. I know. Don't worry.
It sounded like a question.
No.
But no. So, because of it, we are declaring our limiter for Fasha for season 2023.
I can't say I'm particularly surprised because I believe.
I don't think anyone will be.
Yeah.
Great form sucks.
Well, yeah, it's still an 8 form, but I
It's still an 8 form, but it's one of the worst ones.
Yeah.
Also, it's just kind of a massive downgrade versus the regular character.
Well, yeah.
The upside's on our way down. But I'll be voting for my team. But if 13 comes in, I will be royally scared.
Okay, well, to balance it out, I guess, and just for a little bit of my own fear for your sake, I'm going to vote for Muscle because I think 13 will be in because they haven't shown him all pre-season, and I just think that like Gogeta being out for you, if Gogeta was in, I would maybe be more confident, but with him being out, I just think 13's burst is going to be too much, especially if both Trunks and Broly are in as well. Then that's just a scary, scary team for anyone to go up against. So I'm going to back Muscle. Not that I don't want you to win, but yeah. Okay, so that's 1-1. So yeah, let's get moving on to Androids versus GT. I will start this since I let you start last time. I am going to go with GT, and I go with GT because I think that they're more consistent right now. I think Androids are having a few teething issues with, Cell being a little bit inconsistent. I think they're maybe still
No Super 17.
no Super 17. They're struggling maybe a bit with Cyborg Tau and Kui. They're a bit, on the fringes. So yeah, I'm gonna go with GT, but I wouldn't be surprised if Androids won. Destiny?
I will also go with GT because basically what you said, but I also think of, since this is the final week of preseason, people might be getting that last little bit of testing in. So like, but I don't think GT needs the testing. So I feel like they could just go in with their lineup of. Also, I feel like this is the one team you do not want to bring Duro against.
Oh yeah. I don't think they will.
So, but you know what that means? They'll have Baby, Super Saiyan 4, and Sin out. Which is a scary lineup in itself.
100%.
And Roshi's been kind of performing as well, so
Yeah.
I'm going to give it GT.
Cool. That's 2-0 GT. Moving on. So we got Rugrats versus Boo Saga now. Ooh, this is a toughie. I'll let you go first so I can make my mind up.
I don't know what team I want to win. Because you know what I want to happen?
What?
I want Gotenks to come out. And I want Buhan to come out.
Oh.
And I want them both to ult.
The Ghost Clash of the Century.
The Ghost Kamikaze Clash. That's what we're calling it.
Oh, that is lovely. I would love to see that.
But in terms of actually who I want to win, I don't know. Because I think historically the Boos have kind of struggled with the Rugrats. Not even because they're bad characters.
Yeah.
But because of the in-game height difference.
Oh yeah. Rugrats do that to a lot of teams.
No, but it's even more so against Boo because they have a lot. Most of their characters are the tallest characters in the league.
Oh yeah.
The only ones that rival them are King Cold, Broly,
Big Cooler,
and Janemba.
Yeah. Yep. And to be honest, as a team with normal sized characters, now it might be partly because we have little finger beams that we use on the entire team, but we also struggle against Rugrats, and we have not got the height that Boojins or Boo Saga have. So yeah, I can see that. I think that the height could be an issue, but I don't know. I think I'm gonna go with Boo Saga just because I think they've got so many strong sort of threats. You've got Kid Boo, who's just a monster this pre-season. You've got Buhan, who's consistently just very good. Margin Boo might even come in, and I think he's a scary threat for any team to deal with his ult and his spam game. So I'm going to go with Boo Saga.
Alright.
But I think it'll be close. What did you...
Oh wait, I never actually said
I
my
was
vote.
waiting for your vote. I was just waiting for your vote.
Honestly, I was kind of just waiting for you to speak.
Oh no.
But no, I think I'm gonna go with Boo Saga just because I think their team is more. They're just more. Other than Majin Buu, which is a unknown right now to me. I think their team is just really cohesive.
Yeah.
While for Rugrats, we basically have Trunks and Aurelia, and then who the fuck else? Because there's a lot of times where GT Goku just doesn't want to really do much, and then there's times where Goten and Cell Jr. don't want to do much. Though, to be fair, this is one of the weeks where they can bring Devilman. Because literally every character will at least get damage done from it. Or will get destroyed if you're Kid Buu or Evil Boo.
Yeah, 100%.
Alright.
Okay, so 2-0 Buu Saga. Kaiju versus ED. I am going to go with ED. I think Kaiju might do some testing around. We've seen already that they're probably going to experiment around with Oob, maybe a bit more with Slug, but particularly Kid Goku as well. So I think they'll be doing a little bit of testing. ED, they feel quite complete right now to me with their builds. I mean, we've got the Vegetas maybe are a little bit on the periphery, and maybe they want to keep them going consistent. But they're Vegetas at the end of the day, so.
Also, that's 2 characters compared to 4.
Yeah,
that
exactly.
Need testing.
Exactly, and I mean, ED's main roster looks so good right now that I just have to go with them. So, yep, my vote's ED.
Well,
Destiny?
Well, it is on Kaiju's home map. I don't think that will factor that much because they have... Honestly, the only thing that will factor is if how well Krillin and Nam do, and I don't... And... Oh, even Nam can do decent because he has the cross arm. But, no, I just think if Kaiju goes big, that's actually a disadvantage for them, because that just means they're a bigger target for ED's burst.
Especially
and you know who has a big... Yeah, you know who has a big burst? But no, yeah, I'm saying...
Goku. Yeah. It's scary for Kaiju, I think. I don't think it's,
Oh.
Yeah.
I will say, before we move on, because this is about an ED thing. My god, am I way more scared of Mid Goku now that he's been changed to base form. Be honest, never been scared of him.
Yeah, he's really, really strong in...
Mostly because he has that KSA now.
And he can
has
transform,
so many blast arcs.
So that if he transforms, the whole restriction thing with Super Saiyan kind of becomes irrelevant, because he just gets it. So,
yep.
Yeah. It's very strong, very strong. So that's 2-0 to ED. Moving on, we have Hybrids versus Sentai, and I will let you lead on this one.
Alright, let's see. Hybrids v Sentai, I'm going Sentai. I mean, how can I not? When Jiren just had 150k performance.
That is very, very true.
But, I will say, I think this will be way closer than Royals this match, because there's not really a character that's hard countered by burst, maybe except Teen and Kid, because they have defense -2s. But, Hybrids is one of those teams that can return the burst damage just as quickly.
Yeah, they are.
Especially Sword Trunks.
To balance it out, I'm going to go Hybrids. I think that Alt Gohan, I think, will be in. I think they had a little bit of a messing around last week with Rugrats, where they put Guldo in and wanted to have a bit of fun. But I think...
Also preseason, kind of, just want to test characters.
Yeah. But I think they'll bring Alt Gohan back into this. I think Teen may or may not be in, but I don't think that necessarily matters, because I think Alt Gohan, Sword Trunks, and Future Gohan, I think those 3 will probably be in. And I just think Alt can really carry a team. We've seen it before, we've seen it in multiple seasons, him being right near the top 10 characters, top 5 characters. And Jiren, it's going to be hard for him to repeat that performance, obviously. But I think that I think he'll do well, but I don't think that he'll have the extent of an impact that he did against Royals, where he basically just dispatched of the whole team. I think that maybe he gets shut down by someone like Alt Gohan, especially since he's a main character. But yeah, 1-1.
think as I said, like incredibly close. So like vote for either. Like no one's going to knock you. To be fair, no one should knock you for any of your prediction choices. But
Oh yeah, I part of the reason I even said hybrids is for balance purposes. I think either could win,
yeah,
reasonably. So,
just like this next one,
just like this next one,
which is
Budokai versus Cold.
which is funny enough, team with no losses versus team with no wins.
But as I said earlier, preseason is irrelevant.
True.
I am going to probably suck you with this one. I'm going to go Budokai. And the main reason I'm going Budokai is I'm going to be doing some testing this week a little bit. So, I mean, I'll tell you the lineup. So, basically, there is no freezer and there is no cooler. So that's a little hint already.
Which freezer?
100%. So he's not in.
Okay, thank you, because you really need to specify when you have two freezers.
Oh well, okay. When I say freezer, I mean freezer. Mecha is mecha. That's the only way I clarify it. But yeah, I get it because I've been on cold for ages.
I mean, it gets confusing because you don't use mecha, you use golden for his costume.
Oh well, yeah, that is true. Yeah, so the lineup we've got so far. So we've got Zarbon to lead, we've got Tao and Jace, and then Mecha as the finisher. That is the lineup I've gone with. Now, obviously, it's a little bit experimental, particularly with the fact that I've got Zarbon and Mecha in, and I don't know if you've noticed, but they've been both running defense most of the time. This week, there might be a change in that. Undecided yet, but yeah. So yeah, that's why I'm going to go with Budokai, because I feel like they're going to be more put together than what I'm going to be. So that's my vote. Your thoughts?
Oh, sorry, I've just been a little bit distracted because dog issues.
That's fine.
I will say after hearing that, I'm going to go with Budokai. Not because I don't think your experimental team could win. It's just, it sounds like it's more of, okay, we're going to put them out there to see how they do, instead of, okay, we're going to put them out there expecting to win. I also think Budokai's just going to throw in the big guns.
Yeah.
AKA, a Mr. Gohan.
Adult Gohan could most certainly destroy my team, especially the team that I'm fielding. So, yeah. Let's put it this way. I wouldn't be shocked and I wouldn't be too bothered if it was a loss. For the testing that I could get, it wouldn't bother me too much, but yeah. Anyway, so that's 2-0 to Budokai. Do you want to get on to the next match, which is RW versus Royals? I'm going to go with Royals. Not to knock RW. I think Tapion is beastly for them. Carry on.
So yeah, I was going to say that I'm also going to go Royals as well, because while yes, RW has Tapion and they have Tien, which has been proving good, and Ader is nice halftime. I'm pretty sure the only two in my brain that can really match Royals' power is Majub and Tapion. And I don't know if both are going to be in this week. When it seems like Royals basically have all their characters down, it's just hopefully they don't have a hard counter happen like, Jiren did. But to be fair, Majub can counter Majin Vegeta really well with burst damage, and he's a main character, GT character, so he has innate DA, right? But he doesn't have a big ult that deletes half the team.
Yeah, yeah, that is one factor to it, definitely. I mean, I think RW having Majub and Tapion, if they were both in, it could definitely swing their way. But I think I just look at Royals. I mean,
Mhm.
if Deborah and Margin Vegeta are both in, it's such a strong lineup. And even if one of them was out, you've still got King Vegeta, the consistent 45, 50k character, Metacooler, another consistent 45k character. They've got so much like depth, and just strength in their team that I just don't see past them in most matches. So that's why I'm backing Royals. So that's 2-0 to Royals. Not gonna say it's gonna be difficult. Well, not gonna say it's impossible for RW, but it'll be close.
No, no match is impossible.
Exactly.
No matter how much coaches want you to believe, no match is impossible.
100%. Yeah, no way. But okay, the last match of the week, Derp versus Namek. Now this is tough, so tough. I'm gonna let you start and lead.
Yeah, this is a really tough one because Derp has really been consistent, but so has Namek. I just think Namek might bring Nuova in. It is preseason, so it's still hard to predict. But what is it like? If they bring Nuova in, it's going to be harder for Derp, I think. But Derp, they have Herc that they can bring in as well. And I'm pretty sure they still have their F8. Oh no, their F8. Their F8 Bobby can do stuff.
He's done well in the few weeks he's been in.
True. It's just against Namek, I don't know if he'll be super good because Namek does have a lot of bursts that can stop Bobby from doing his stuff. But it's a really close one. You know what? I'm gonna say Derp. I feel like Derp can do it. They've been having a really good stride. Ginyu's been performing really well, so I think they're going to have him in again. I just think they just need people like the champ to work really well, and Namek just needs to make sure they have consistency with their characters. So yeah, Derp's my choice.
Right. On these past couple of predictions, I've mentioned a lot, importance about balance and stuff. But I'm going to be a bit biased, and I'm going to say Derp as well, because the hype train behind Derp at the moment for me is incredible. I love seeing it. I love seeing Ginyu just being a beast and being the MVP of Derp. It makes me smile every time I think about it. And I just think that it will continue. I think Ginyu, if he's in, I think he'll be the MVP of the match, and I think that he might push Derp over the line again. And especially if Hurt comes back in as well, who we all know is a terrifying character for anyone to deal with. So yeah, I think I'm going Derp. So that's 2-0 to Derp. And that is the last of our predictions. So, I would like to thank everyone for watching. If you want to check out the links to the Discord, website, Twitter, TikTok, everything, all of the stuff in the description below. And also comment for any improvements you think we can do better for the cast. Any suggestions are helpful, and we always take them on board. So yeah, that has been the Capsule Cast for pre-season week 3. I have been your host, Xmat, joined by my co-host.
I've been your co-host, Destiny, and we will be seeing you next time.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.